Forget the haters, forget the doubters, because Scoot Henderson is rewriting the narrative. It might have been a sluggish start, but since Christmas, this guy's been setting the hardwood on fire. I'm talking about a point guard who's not just making plays, he's making good decisions, draining open shots, and tearing through defenses to rack up points at the rim. Now, here's the kicker. Most people aren't paying attention. The mainstream narrative is missing out on the rise of a true point guard talent. So, stick around, and let's unravel the untold story of how Scoot Henderson is silencing the skeptics and becoming an absolute dog. Rewind to the 2023 NBA draft night. The first part was a no-brainer. Victor Wembanyama was a potential generational talent, and everyone nodded in agreement. But things got spicy for the next two picks. It was like a game of chess, with Scoot Henderson and Alabama's Brandon Miller battling it out for the coveted second spot. The debate was intense. Some said Scoot was the obvious choice, the missing piece from the G League Ignite, while others threw Brandon Miller's name into the ring. The Charlotte Hornets were sitting on that number 2 pick, torn between the best available player and the one who would perfectly blend into their game plan. Charlotte had a tough decision to make. Henderson was the guy many considered the better player, but there was a catch. Pairing him with the already established LaMelo Ball wouldn't cut it. So they rolled the dice, took a gamble, and went with Brandon Miller. And Scoot slips through the cracks and lands in the lap of the Portland Trail Blazers. Many of us, myself included, were banking on him hitting the NBA hardwood like a tornado. The hype was real. His time in the G League Ignite fueled it. He danced on NBA regulation courts and went toe-to-toe with talent that mirrored the big league. But reality hit hard. The NBA isn't just a walk in the park. It's a jungle out there. Some players adapt like chameleons, seamlessly blending into the landscape and dissecting defenses. Others, well, they need a bit more time to find their groove. Henderson fell into the latter category. He hasn't exactly set the world on fire since his debut. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are NBA superstars. But Scoot is finding his groove once again. There's a glimmer of the confidence that made him a top prospect in the first place, and it feels good to see him back in action. Henderson's stat line might not be screaming. 12.8 points, 3 rebounds, and 4.6 assists. Yeah, not exactly all-star material in this cloudy sky. But, and it's a big but, recent weeks have been a game changer for Scoot. The 22-point game against the Sixers and the record 30-point spectacle against the Nuggets provides the glimmer of hope we've been waiting for. It's like he's unlocking a new level of his game, proving that the potential we saw on draft night isn't just wishful thinking. Sure, Henderson's three-point shot is still a work in progress, but he has cracked the 30% mark for the season. Slowly but surely, Scoot's finding his rhythm as a floor general. The passes are starting to connect, the turnovers are trending downward, and his defense is a work in progress. But despite the bumps in the road, there's hope. Hope that Henderson will continue to evolve, refine his game, and become the player we all know he can be. Scoot is still a greenhorn in the NBA, barely scratching 21. And let's not forget, he skipped the whole college basketball experience. So yeah, the laundry list of areas he needs to work on is all part of the rookie package. But here's the kicker. Fixing those flaws might just turn him into a serviceable point guard. But that doesn't necessarily mean he'll be the next Magic Johnson. And when you're drafted 3rd overall, mediocrity ain't gonna cut it. Give the kid some time to marinate, and those basic gaps in his game are going to fill up. Now, let's fast forward to the good stuff. The unique elements that set Scoot apart from the pack. This kid absorbs contact unlike most of his peers. I'm talking bulldozing through defenders without breaking a sweat. It's downright terrifying. And Scoot's change of direction game is reminiscent of Brandon Roy. That dude could shift directions unlike anybody in the league. Scoot might not have Roy's bag of tricks, but his ability to pull a 180 on a dime is like watching a glitch in the Matrix. The guy's a walking nightmare for defenders. Most NBA guards have that trusty floater in their toolkits, their secret weapon in the paint. They slow down, finesse the shot, and let it fly with a delicate touch. It's like hitting the pause button to line up the perfect shot. But Scoot likes to shake things up a bit. Scoot likes charging into the lane, no slowing down, and no finesse. Instead, he elevates at full tilt, reaching a near-perfect vertical. While still drifting towards the bucket, he swishes a jumper right around the foul line. And he doesn't just do it once. He pulls off this jaw-dropping move several times in the game. Shooting on the move denies defenders any chance to adjust. It's quick, unpredictable, and downright impossible to defend against. But make no mistake, it's no walk in the park. Shooting while hurtling forward requires finesse, timing, and a touch of magic. Most attempts end up sailing way off course, defying the very laws of momentum. But not for Henderson. He's out here bending the rules, easing back off the shot, while body and ball are both hurtling forward. It's like trying to outsmart physics, and trust me, that's no small feat. The athleticism, the delicate touch, and the sheer confidence displayed in those pull-up attempts are nothing short of incredible. I mean, defenders are left in the dust, charging backward, expecting him to drive to the hoop, only to witness a mesmerizing jumper. It's a move that, when paired with his drive and finish ability, has the potential to make him unstoppable. Plays like these elevate Henderson from the crowd. They make you envision a future star in the making for the Blazers, not just a pumped-up version of your average point guard. These are the moments that make you believe in the possibility of something special brewing in Portland. Henderson stands out not just for what he is now, but for what he could become. Now, let's put any height concerns about Scoot to rest. Because when you've got explosive, quick twitch athleticism and a wingspan that stretches to 6'9", you're playing a different ballgame. Henderson stands at 6'2", but this doesn't matter because he can elevate with power and finesse around the rim. He pulls off gorgeous finishes right under the defense. When it comes to breaking down defenses, Henderson is the master of all trades. His pull-up jumper is silky smooth. He's a maestro in pick-and-roll situations. His passing reads are impressive. He's a nightmare for defenders when he attacks the rim. His ability to change speeds on a dime and his light quickening first step put him in the same league as the NBA's elite guards. His craftiness off the dribble is a sight to behold. You see, the NBA's top offenses thrive on players like Henderson. He is a mismatch seeker, a one-man wrecking crew who can torment defenders one-on-one. With his speed, he collapses defenses, and his knack for making tough shots renders even the best defenders powerless. And here's a little nugget often overlooked: Henderson's defensive potential. With that impressive length, relentless effort, and athleticism, he's a force on the defensive end. Sure, he might not get as much praise for it, but mark my words, there's a defensive maestro in the making. Roddy Race. It seems like the frontrunners are Victor Wembanyama from the San Antonio Spurs and Chet Holmgren from the OKC Thunder. Jaime Jaquez Jr. from the Miami Heat might have a shot, but it's a slim one. So it's safe to say that the battle will likely come down to Wembanyama or Holmgren. However, don't count out Scoot just yet. The Portland Trail Blazers rookie is throwing his hat in the ring, expressing confidence in shaking up the Rookie of the Year competition. In a recent interview, Henderson laid out his ambition, saying, "Trying to get Rookie of the Year, that's still my goal. That's still up in the air, I think. The Trail Blazers." To put it mildly, they are going through a rough patch. Henderson, at 20 years old, is still finding his footing in the NBA. Adjusting to both playing with goggles and the breakneck pace of the professional game is no small feat. But despite the team's struggles, Henderson is improving rapidly and proving his doubters wrong. The Trailblazers can build around this guy in Anthony Simmons. After all, they are all young and they have time by their side. Scoot possesses undeniable all-star and even all-NBA potential. He boasts the skill set required to compete at the highest levels of the NBA. With the ability to excel in both scoring and facilitating, he has the makings of a player who could someday lead the league in points and assists. From day one, Henderson was poised to command the ball, serving as a primary engine for whichever team selected him. He's the kind of player around whom championship-caliber teams are built. And while there's still plenty for the highly touted guard to prove with the Trailblazers, his progress is steady and promising. It's a gradual journey, but Henderson is continuously evolving and refining his game. Keep an eye on him as he works toward realizing his full potential in the NBA. And speaking into players turning into absolute dogs, there's another rising star on the horizon: Bryce James. The basketball world is buzzing with excitement as Bryce James makes his mark. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on the next chapter of his journey. So what are you waiting for? Hit that play button on the next video and let's dive into the electrifying world of Bryce James. Until next time, keep chasing those dreams and see you in the next video.
The Portland Trail Blazers select Scoot Henderson from Marietta, Georgia, in the NBA G League's Team Ignite.
Scoot Henderson, big game, big personality, of course, from the G League Ignite, following in the footsteps of Jalen Green,